increasing over its domain or it is decreasing over its domain. Selling them.
True.
You're right. With the same preamble.
Hey! Charlie, this school is brilliant. My son will attend this school at all costs. Hey, let me call Adwa. What? That shock safe. Adwa, listen. Our son will attend this school at all costs.
Send money home.
Listen, I'm sending some more money for him, okay? Right. Oh, right now. Metro Jupe is here. Yeah, okay, right.
Fast and easy. Try me to pay.
My boy.
Help you make the
Nice
most
one.
of your money. Meet and needs, send fire to pay. Try me to pay.
Jupe Money Transfer. Send money home to family and loved ones from the US and Canada. Download the Jupe app, send money with your school code, and your school gets $20 on your first transaction for any school project of their choice. For your school code and for more information, visit www.jupe.co. Download the app to join the Jupe train. Jupe Money Transfer. Meet a need. Send via Jupe.
Try me to pay.
afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. That's fine. My name is Vanessa Blesnoji, and I am the mentorship coordinator. So for the next 2 days, we will join you for the mentorship sessions. The STEM Festival is proudly sponsored by Truster AI, Jupe Money Transfer, GTP, and YFM. And of course, this is a Primetime production. For today, our mentor is Joseph Berkoh. He's the lead consultant on partnerships for the African Union's AI Continental Strategy. He's going to be speaking to us on the theme, Tomorrow's Innovators, Navigating STEM Careers for a Changing World. How many of you have heard about STEM? Good. So today you're going to learn everything you need to know about STEM, the careers out there for you, especially those of you in Form 3 who will be graduating soon. This is an opportunity. Take advantage. If you have questions, don't be shy to ask your questions. And with a huge round of applause, shall we welcome Mr. Joseph Berkoh. Hello, Joseph. You're welcome. Your audience.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. How are you doing? Okay, it's nice to meet you. My name is Joseph, as I was introduced. I'm here to talk to you about navigating STEM careers. But I'll not even talk about the careers. I want to talk about you. Why are you here? Basically, you are here because you wanted to read a certain course that your mom said you should do, or something that piqued your interests. My class is quite interactive, so I'll be asking questions. The Form 3s are here. No, Form 1s? Form 1s. Okay, so I would ask you, young lady in spectacles, why did you decide to read your course that you are reading? And what course are you reading? So you say your name and you talk about why you wanted to read your course. Please. No? Okay, who would want to tell us about why they are reading their course? Their name and why they even wanted to read what course they are reading. Okay. You can pass the mic.
Please, my name is Amukwando Miracle, and then I'm a science student. The reason why I'm doing science is, growing up, I liked dead bodies. Like I'm really intrigued by dead bodies. So when I do science, I can go into forensic, and then I can do autopsy, and then all those kind of things. Yeah.
Wow. So you are envisioning a career in science that will lead you to autopsy.
Yes, please.
That's why you are studying science.
Yes, please.
So when you get to the university, you want to specialize in medical or biomedicals?
No, please. Forensic.
Forensic.
Yes.
Okay. That's what you want to do.
Yes, please.
That's good. Clap for him. Who else? It's getting very interesting. I never knew people had such deep passions. Okay. Okay, so I asked this question because basically he had his choice of course that he wants to do because he envisions himself in a particular future. What about those whose parents maybe ask them to read a particular course because you think it will be easier to get a job or this particular kind of experience in the future? Anyone? Share the experience. Maybe your dad is a lawyer or your mom is a nurse, so they wanted you to pick a course. Anybody? Okay, no one. I'll share my own story. So I went to Prosec Legon. I read business in school, but I wanted to do science so much, but I was made to do business. So I studied business. It wasn't fun because I really like animals and I like biology, so I wanted to be a medical doctor. Then my dad said, no, your sisters are doing accounting, so go and read business. So I found myself reading business then. Later, going to college, I still wanted to pursue medicine, but I didn't have the chance to. So I read statistics, major statistics, minor mathematics, and So after college, I was like, no, I want to solve some of the problems that we are facing in our community using technology, because I've heard of apps like Facebook, like Twitter, like Medium. So how do I also build one to help us solve the problems in our community? So I started reading about coding, about design, about branding, brand identity, about artificial intelligence, about data science, and I found myself in tech. So it wasn't really a straightforward journey for me, but eventually I ended up in tech. Now, the question a lot of people ask themselves is, I'm not reading science, I'm not reading physics, I'm not reading computer science. How do I eventually end up in STEM or any STEM-related career or practice if I'm still not within that field or within that scope? It's quite simple. The whole interdisciplinary context of STEM is very broad. If you are in general arts and your friend is doing computer science, they build websites, you can write the content for the websites. That's also a career in STEM. If you are reading home economics and you have friends doing anything STEM related, you could actually cook foods that gives them high energy so that they can be fueled to be able to do whatever work they are doing in STEM, whether it's data coding or what's not. Even if you are in fashion and design, or you are even in carpentry or architecture or any other related field, how do you design chairs so that the developers, the engineers, or people in the STEM ecosystem, even how do you design laboratories, desks, tables, and equipment so the people in STEM can actually optimize resource? Or maybe you find yourself reading agriculture. How do you collaborate with someone in core technology fields to be able to produce the best kind of seeds or pest resistance or whatever kind of new technology that's out there to help develop the society and the continent? And I say this because oftentimes there's a lot of fear that, oh, I'll get done with school, I'll not have a job, because you are not looking at the bigger picture enough. Most of the funding or the jobs that comes into Africa is purely STEM-based. You have fields in statistics, you have fields in mathematics, you have fields in medical research, you have fields in agri-tech, you have fields in climate tech, which is changing the trajectory or the roadmap of getting jobs and securing employment, especially for young people. So how do we leverage what we are learning, no matter what we are learning, to be able to find ourselves in STEM-related careers? So first, you look at a very big ecosystem and find where you can place yourself. You may not be interested in coding, that's fine. How do you complement the people interested in coding with your skills? You may be interested in law, there's law tech. You may be interested in project management. Maybe you are good at organizing things. There's project management and product management in tech. So first, as you are in school, my first advice I would give you is to relax your mind and study very well, because no matter what field you are trying to pursue in STEM, you need very core, critical, foundational skills so that you can leverage it well. STEM is very, very big and is extremely interconnected and elaborate. There are times where you are even doing product design or product development, and you are doing a case study, you are doing case analysis. It's English you write. There are times where philosophy comes into play, and you have to write a poem or a prose, or even you are pitching. So maybe you pick a quote from Aristotle or any of these, Leonardo da Vinci or any of these guys, to make your pitch feels nice or feels good. That is business. There's cases where you do marketing, and it all comes into play. So if your foundational structures are not very strong in what you are learning now, it's going to be very difficult for you to branch into STEM. That's the first one. The second one I would say is you need to read a lot or spend a lot of time reading. And by reading, it's not just your course material that you are studying. There are so many opportunities for young people out there, pitches, boot camps, innovative hubs. That opens opportunities to a lot of amazing, smart, hardworking young African students across the world. How do you find these? You need to read. You need to get online. TikTok is fine, but unfortunately, most of these people who share these opportunities are not there. So maybe when you go home, you pick your phone and you Google, where are the boot camps or innovative hubs for girls between the ages of 15 to 20? You pick your age group. And then Google will give you something that you can leverage on, and then you apply, and then you get in there. There are so many of them. And it keeps expiring, and you don't even get to know. Or there are not even enough people applying, so you take advantage of that. The third one, I'll say, is you need private mentors. It could be your senior sister or brother, or someone that you admire in society or in your school. I have a mentor. My mentor is a cardiovascular surgeon in Newark. He mentored me through junior high school to senior high school. I followed his footsteps, and I studied a lot. And he kept inspiring me, he kept giving me guidelines, he kept giving me ideas, he kept giving me courage, even when I was discouraged on my journey, on my path of career. And it helped me to move with speed. It helps me to avoid making a lot of wrong turns and wrong decisions, which helped me to leverage most of the opportunities I came by. The fourth one I'll say is self-development. When we say self-development, it's a whole big scope. That starts from you, the individual. So you sit down and you do your analysis of yourself. Who is Ifwa? What's your name? Excuse me? Magdalene. Okay. So you pick a paper and write Magdalene at 2025. Then you divide the paper into two. Strengths, weaknesses. Okay? So your strengths, maybe Magdalene is very good at eating banku. So she writes, I love eating banku. That's good, it's a good strength. Then your weaknesses, Magdalene doesn't wake up early because after she eats the banku, she wants to sleep, so it becomes a problem. So by the time you write all of these things, then you're able to detect which one of your strengths you want to focus on. In bigger terms, it's called SWOT analysis: strengths, weakness, opportunities, whatever. Which of them do you want to focus on? How does eating banku give you energy? How does it make you feel? If eating banku makes you happy before you study, you eat your banku, then you go and study because it puts you in a happy place, right? Yes. If your weaknesses is about you wake up late, so you're always late to school or you're always late to study, you find a friend who you know wakes up early and say, Charlie, when you wake up, call me. Call me. You have to call. You don't call me, I'll be late. So you balance all of these things off and you become a better version of yourself day in and day out. Now, the next on self-development is reading. Read. Read as much as possible. For the past 14 years of my life, I read a minimum of 4 hours every day. 4 hours straight, every day. Every blessed day, I read news, I read science, I read fiction, I read art, I read non-fiction. I don't limit myself to reading. I read the things that excite me. And now it's not only about reading literature or reading text. Social media has made it nice. So maybe you like cooking and you want to see yourself owning a big restaurant in the future. You go to TikTok and you search for Michelin star restaurant, or Mama Lit Foods, or any of the brands that you really admire. Maybe you want to cook African foods, right? So you go to Booker, they have a page on Instagram, on TikTok, then you see how they do their things. You see how they present their foods, you see how they take their pictures, you see the kind of menus they have, then be taking notes. When I grow up and I get money, I want to do my restaurants like this. I also want to serve in Iowa, I want to serve in Earthenware, I want to price like this, I want to do kokonte and sell. Then be picking ideas from there. Then, your community on self-development. By community, I mean the kind of people you hang around with. They say if you want to go far, you go with people. So by walking alone, you don't get very far. Who is your friend? It's a very big question we forget when we talk about self-development. The kind of people you hang around with, the people you talk to every day. It's very important to both fulfilling your career dreams and to both even walking your destiny paths. If you want to study hard, you find friends who like to study hard and you walk with them. If you want to play good basketball, you find friends who play good basketball and then you roll with them. If you want to learn how to cook, you find friends who love cooking and you roll with them. With that, you share ideas. Because if you think this spoon is good, your friend might even have a better spoon that you could use. That's the way you build capacity. And when we are working together on a journey with people who share similar passions and ambitions, when you fall, they lift you up. It becomes good encouragement. You know, you are tired, you want to change your mind, you are reading the course, it's difficult. My best friend was called Abdul Jabbar Suleiman from KN University. We used to study together a lot, all the time. Very brilliant guy. Statistics, he was so good at math, and whenever I was down, he called me, Charlie, let's go and study. And it helped me to go through college. I have best friends in tech all over the world. Maybe you are writing something, you get stuck, you call them, hey, can you come and help me? They find a new method or a new way of doing things. They send it to you. Check this out. See how you can put it in your work to make it nice. That's one of the quickest ways to grow. Why? Because your eyes and your ears cannot be everywhere at the same time. So by surrounding yourself or being in a community of people who share similar interests, you are able to grow strong and grow far. And you also share resources. Maybe the two of you friends or a group of friends, you don't have money, okay? So instead of you to buy one MacBook each for everyone, you put together money and you buy a nice iMac and you put it in one of them's house. So when you go on vacations, Charlie, we are going to Kwajo's house to go and learn. Kwajo's mother will cook some rice and you eat and you sit down and you code and you build capacity together. Most of my work colleagues, I work with young people too as well. Two of them are devs. They are the best of friends. They became friends in college and they do very amazing work. They work together. They have good teamwork, they have good team spirits. And by learning how to be in a community also, you learn good teamwork, which is also a part of success. You can't build anything alone. There are people who have mindsets like, oh, maybe I'm going to hide somewhere and I'll do it myself. No, in the real world, it doesn't work like that. You'll be in a team, you work in a company, you work with people. The work is shared based on your specialization. So you do one, you send it to the other, they do theirs, they send it back to you for reviews, and that's how the world works. So as you are moving, you learn to work in teams. So, aside self-development, the final bit I want to touch about is about having faith in yourself as an individual. There are lots of Form 3s, getting out of school, you know, maybe you got out there and your older sister doesn't even have a job, so you are scared that, hey, if my sister doesn't have a job, maybe you are not even as smart as she is. There's always that fear. But I want to encourage you for you to understand this. There's a path for everyone out there. Everyone, the sky is big enough for everyone. At night, when you look up into the sky, you see stars. No stars collide. Every star has this unique place where it fits or it stands. So you always definitely get your spot in this world. The fear of, There are no jobs shouldn't cripple you. There are no jobs where people are becoming millionaires. There are no jobs, people are still getting jobs. Why? Because they believe in themselves, they have faith in themselves, and they work very hard. Two things that the world will never deny is people who are focused and people who work hard. No matter where you are in the world, everyone loves everyone who works hard. Everyone loves people who are focused. If you let hard work and focus be your best friends, there's nothing you can't achieve or you can conquer. There are so many resources around us that we don't see. I was speaking to a friend recently, and he mentioned this climate jobs for youth in tech. So that means there's going to be a new opening for youth jobs in climate tech. And I was like, how are you guys going to do this? Oh, are you going to let these kids plant trees? They're like, no. We can give them devices for them to go around and track temperatures across different parts of their whatever. They will collect the data and then, wow, I didn't know this could even be a job. But hey, it's 2025, 21st century. Anything is possible. So open your mind and have faith. The traditional jobs are choked. I'll just be honest with you. The nurses, the lawyers, it's choked. So even as you are thinking of where do I find my spot in this big world, for those of you who are entrepreneurial, who can create something, go ahead and create something. In the middle of this year, I was in Nairobi with very young people who had just got out of college. And they had this entrepreneurial idea where they track wildlife using IoT, like it's a box. You know, they track their temperature, they track their size, they sense if they are hurt, and they send the signals back to the forest guard so they get to know where there's a problem with an animal in the forest and even what kind of animal it is. And they made a lot of money from it. I also met a young guy from KNUST who had invented the drone. And this drone, he uses it to detect diseases in a crop, and then it sends the messaging back to him, and he's able to remedy a solution to what kind of pest or disease affecting the crop. And they all made some good money. So why can't you, those who want to pursue careers in entrepreneurship? There are people who are finding resources in the environment to create laboratory equipment to sell, and they are making money. Every year, there are open calls for innovation, Africans in tech, young people in tech, for entrepreneurs. There are always opportunities out there that when you read and you master courage and you ask yourself the right questions and you surround yourself with the right people, you'll be able to catch on to something amazing and have a beautiful life ahead. So that's a little I'll share with you today. I'll leave the room for questions now and take them. If you have any questions, you can ask me now. Thank you.
Did you enjoy the session? Are you sure? Yes. Then give another round of applause. So, do you have any question? Any question? Anybody has an? Oh, all right. I think that's the guy that wants to do the.
Okay, please. My name is Aoye Prince, and I want to ask that you said we need to have a mentor. Now, okay, what if you've seen two people who you want them to be your mentor, and how are you going to go about it? Like, how will you choose it? Like, they are two and they are doing the same thing.
You can have as many mentors as you want.
Okay.
There's no limit to what mentors you want. If you have a sister and you like the way she fixes her hair, so you want your hair to become plenty like hers, you go to her sister. What do you use for your hair that makes your hair so beautiful? She can mentor you and be your exclusive hair advisor. If you have maybe an uncle who drives so well, and like, oh, uncle, I want to drive as well as you. you can go to him and teach you. Every mentor have their specifics. Some of them teach you the base guidelines on how to actually get to the career. Some of them are more focused on your personal, your self-development. And it's very important because yourself needs to stay alignment with your goals. You can't say you want to learn something very quickly and you are sleeping all the time, right? Yes. So there are people who call and check up on you. Wake up, go and study. You are slacking. You are doing too much TikTok. You are doing too much social media. Get out the phone and read. So you can have as many mentors as you want. Yeah.
Any other question?
Okay, my name is Muftau. My question is from your submission. You did mention that now the system is choked, the traditional jobs, they are choked. As a young gentleman, my aim is to become a nurse. Now they are saying the nursing choked. Even when you are done, you sit home for so many years. You end up doing what they call it, they go on demonstrations and still nothing is being done about that. Again, I want to be a teacher. The teaching field is also very choked. I want to become a doctor. Still, the medicine field is choked. Now, what is the way forward? Where should I head towards? Such that when I'm done, I'll be self-employed. I will not need to depend on any company or any government sector to employ me.
Okay. Thank you very much for your question. So it's rather interesting that it's a very big question that has been asked so many times by so many people, especially concerning this youth unemployment situation. Now, people talk about social media, and social media has become a tool for leveraging most of our knowledge that we learn. It's actually, I could say, it's a platform where people sell knowledge, okay? Now, TikTok is paying, Facebook is paying, YouTube is paying content for content creators. There are people who are nurses and they make their money exclusively off social media. So I was watching this lady and she just focuses on personal hygiene, okay? So she does video. She's a nurse, she does videos on personal hygiene alone. And her content is so creative. She shows you how to brush your teeth, what to eat, how to bathe well, you know, how to keep your hair tidy, how to keep your room tidy and all that. And she creates all these amazing content. And she has a lot of followers and she makes money from it. Oftentimes, when we think about jobs or employment, we look too far beyond our communities. If there are people within your church, within your school, within your neighborhood, within your area, that need a service that you want or that you have, why don't you leverage on the trust you have with these people to sell the services to them? Maybe you want to be a teacher and you are not getting employment yet, and you see there are a couple of kids in your neighborhood that will need some extra tutoring. You set up a small place, you convince the parents that, hey, I can teach them good math. When you are coming, bring 5 CD every day and I'll take the money. That's money that you are making. Most of the time, we forget the traditional means or processes of making money. Back in the day, especially after the Second World War, there wasn't a lot of jobs because most economies were crashing, there were problems. Lecturers, philosophers took upon themselves and they wrote books. And these books sold like crazy. But how many people have the passion to write books anymore? It's not like books are not selling, but we just don't because we are so fixated on the traditional processes or ways of making money. And it takes time and it takes intention to want to move away from the regular process of doing things to create something new or something genuine. So look around you. Even you are done with school, as young as senior high school, you read agri-tech, you don't have a job. But you know that chichenga seller in your at your junction who sells chichenga. Okay, maybe you have some small space or you could speak to a friend to give you space. You rear some rabbits and you go to me, hey, I have some of the amazing rabbits out there. Would you want to grill some and sell? I sell it to you at 50 cedis, and then after you sell, you give me 80 cedis. Do we have a deal? Good. And most of the time, people don't ask enough. you need to make it a habit of asking. Asking who? Asking the people around you, the people who trust you, the people who believe in you, that there are opportunities out there. Can I do this? There's someone's house front. Oh, can I put a small table here and maybe sell, do momo or something? These are all ways where we can leverage on to give ourselves employment, even whilst we wait for the big things. And sometimes if you don't start, you never know. Because your idea of becoming a teacher or a nurse might end up to making you sell the most amazing wache or have a very big restaurant that you never dreamed you could have. Thank you.
Any more questions?
And please, I want to ask, you said we should be reading a lot. You said we should be reading a lot, and some people like reading fictional stories so that they'll gain more knowledge. And then me like this, I like reading fictional stories, so that's where I learn from. But my friends have been saying, I like reading those things, it's too much, I should stop. Should I listen to them or I shouldn't?
Well, you should listen to them, and you shouldn't listen to them. Why do I say this? You like fictional stories because there's something in you that makes reading fun and exciting, right? I don't know the current things you are reading, but we used to read Daniel Steele and Sidney Sheldon and those people. And there are people who pick habits or character. You read so many fictional stories, before you know, you are the next movie writer. So keep reading, but you should find a balance. That's the big thing. You read some fictional stories, you study some math. Because when you eventually end up becoming a movie writer or a movie producer, and your accountant brings you how it looks like, you have to understand it because you understand math. So finding balance is key whilst you are pursuing leisure, which might end you up in your future career, and also pursuing pure academic knowledge, which will give you the foundation to be well established in society and also in your future career that you may pursue. Yes.
Talking about the tech, after learning the tech and gaining knowledge about it, and then you suddenly get an idea about tech, and you want to share the idea. Like, I know about Iden Cycles from University of Ghana. It is a bicycle, and it has been programmed. So there's a tracker on the bicycle, then when you, instead of paying like directly to the person, when you ride the bicycle, it is like the track on it, so within the hours that you ride the bicycle, so they deduct the money from your Momo account. So like, let's say I have that idea and I want to share it. Where can I share it? So for expertise to advertise it.
Okay, thank you very much. For anyone who has ideas, amazing ideas, the first thing to do is to write it down. You write it down, you think about it, you write it down, you research about it, you write it down, you ponder about it. So you want maybe futuristic bicycles, okay? So you write it down. I want to do this futuristic bicycle that does this, this, and that. Now, AI even makes it fun to bring your idea to life. Can you design a futuristic bicycle with 4 tires that is very sleek, that students will like? Yes, you design it, then you start from there. So as you write these ideas, the first thing that investors or experts want to hear isn't even the final idea. They want to see how excited you are about your idea, how well you tell your idea, or how well you tell your story. It's what makes someone excited to want to hear more about it, right? Then from there, you look for opportunities. There are climate change opportunities all out there. So you write your idea down well, and then you pitch it. If you have a friend, maybe you have the idea, but you have a friend who is good at drawing. You go and see Kwesi. Kwesi, this is my idea. Can you draw it for me? Or do you know how to use AI to sketch it for me? Use the AI to sketch it for me. Let's do a small video on it. Let's put it in a video. Let's send it to these people and see what will come about it. As you move along, you definitely find ways and means to connect. And also, you look for mentors in that field, okay? And you speak to them about it. Oh, I have this idea. How do I go about it? But you work with people that you trust, because ideas are your intellectual property. So make sure you are careful who you talk to your ideas about, where you write your ideas and even how you want to implement your idea. And most importantly, with any idea that you have, the biggest part of idea is how is it going to help community or help people? Because there are also ideas that can be bad. Someone will say somewhere and say, oh, they are using AI to do this. Let me use AI to create a bomb. A bomb for what? No. Use the ideas and the technology to leverage and help community. Health, education, agriculture, energy, infrastructure, everything that society needs, everything that Africa needs to be able to develop and get to where it should be. Thank you. I'll take more.
Sir, please, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
You said we can take as many mentors as we want, but we always have a mentor that we really like among the rest of them. So what if during the course of your program, let's say you're doing science and you really need to focus on it, and your mentor is also helping, during the course of it or in the middle of it, your mentor suddenly changes mood or doesn't really come to you again like how you want, or he abandons you. How will you be able to continue knowing that someone just hates you and is your mentor?
Okay, that's quite a sensitive question. Mentors are also people, and there are rules of engagement to engage in anything or anyone that is superior than you, okay? I've never seen anywhere in Africa where you call your teacher by your first name. Maybe your teacher, your math teacher is called Jonathan. Then just walk to your teacher and say, Jonathan, why didn't you come to class today? He will lash you. You know, oh, sir, why didn't you come to class today? What I've noticed among a lot of young people is they throw most of these rules of engagement out of the box. The way they text, some text using shorthand while they are sending formal messages. You need to understand the culture of your mentor or the superior that you're engaging. If you want me to mentor you, and you are sending me an email, you have to send the email well. You have to write well. Maybe you may not know, but I'll correct you. But as much as you want to be mentored, you should also be open for correction, right? When you go to Turkey and they tell you we eat this and we don't eat this, you need to follow suit. You don't have to go and argue with them and tell you that, oh, me dear, I like banku, so even if you don't eat banku, me dear, whatever you do, I'll eat the banku here. Then you lose it. So you need to learn how to engage these mentors. There are exclusive situations where maybe your mentor might be struggling with something, and they're like, okay, I can't mentor you anymore, but the communication will not come forth. When that happens, you take it in your stride, you pick the lessons that you learned, and you move on, or you try and find another mentor who will help you in that direction you want to pursue. Is that fine?
Okay, please, about the reading. I love to read, but whenever I read, it seems like it's a lullaby song for me. So
It's a bit what?
It's a lullaby song.
Lullaby
for
song.
me. So whenever I'm sleeping, I'm reading and I'm dozing off. So please, can you help me?
What times do you often read?
Whenever I feel like reading.
So lullaby really makes you sleep.
Yes.
It becomes music to your ears and it makes you sleep.
And my last question is it compulsory to have a mentor?
No, it's not compulsory to have a mentor. It's not. You can just watch in society or read biographies of people that you really liked. Maybe you want to be like Ben Carson, who was a very great surgeon. So he went to this school, so you also go to that school. He did this courses, so he also did that course. Maybe he was reading 10 hours a day, you also read 10 hours a day. Then you might get there. So it's not compulsory. If you can do it on your own, fine. There are lots of people who are personally self-motivated and can move and do things on your own. That's okay. But mentorship helps you to avoid the mistakes that you often don't see as you are moving along your life or your career path. So it's more like a shortcut to help you to move faster and to reach your goals quicker. And about the reading, I don't know what you read, but when I used to read, whether it's fiction or non-fiction, I always have a Sharpie or a marker with me. If it's a word I like, I underline it. Or there are days I even write notes of things that I like. Or I have a sticky notepad why I stick it in paragraphs or I just make tiny notes there. It makes it more active and it makes it more fun. And there's also reasons why you have book clubs or reading clubs, okay? So if you have any book club around, you can join. So you exchange books, you tell what you've read, or you have a friend you discuss this with. So if you are reading alone, maybe it's time you try and find a reading partner, or you join a book club that you can read, or you stick to taking notes or finding ways and means to make your reading a bit more personalized and interactive. Okay.
Okay, sir. Sir, please, my question is, between the traditional jobs you mentioned and then the STEM-related jobs, sir, please, which one is better?
Which one is better?
Yes, please.
It depends on what you are looking for. What are you looking for? Are you looking for impact or you are looking for money? Or you are looking for both?
Please, if you are looking for both.
If you are looking
impact
for
and
both,
money.
any of them works. Traditional jobs has most of its focus on social impact, okay? As we are sitting here comfortably in Accra right now, there are teachers somewhere in Narelugu, which is about 4 hours drive from Tamale, walking through the hot sun, walking through rivers to go and teach. And it's not really comfortable. But most of the traditional jobs will push you into that context. And it's needed because it's a very essential part of our socio-economic development and also as a part of our humanity. Someone needs to get there and do the job. The non-traditional jobs will have this place and have this impact. Imagine no one created Telegram. Imagine no one created WhatsApp. Imagine no one created Snap or TikTok. What would we be doing, right? So each has its place. And there's this new scope where you call something social enterprise. What is a social enterprise? A social enterprise is when you are building a business which also impacts or influences society. So you can have your non-traditional jobs that still creates a lot of impact and solve problems in society whilst you are making some money of it. Like these bus stop boys, right? What they are doing is social enterprise. They clean the streets, they sell gutters, they do this, they do that. And at the end of the day, people go in and support their vision. You get it? So that's a kind of a hybrid between a traditional and non-traditional job to make impact and also make a living.
Sir, please, my second question. You said we should have faith in ourselves. So what advice will you give to people who they are shy, they don't have courage? What will you tell them?
Well, as I mentioned, most of the things I stated about community building and mentorship is to put you in a place where you are not doing it alone, okay? When I was in school, there were people who were so scared of studying because when they study alone, they think they've not studied enough. But I realized you get to group studies and then you ask them the questions and they're able to answer, or you do the PASCO. You ask them questions, where was Mansa Musa king, or which year was the plebiscite signed by Nkrumah and all those. You're able to answer, like, yeah, you see their confidence come up. So faith is also about who is around you. There are some people who are not fortunate to have good friends. You might even share your idea with your friend and tell that, oh, this idea, someone has done it. Oh, this one, when you do it, you don't make any money. Those are not very healthy friendships and relationships you should be encouraging. Even if someone has done it, say, oh, try it out and see how it will work like. There's no harm in trying, right? So let's try, even if someone has done it. There's Android, there's iOS, there's Samsung, there's iPhone, right? So ideas are limitless and there's space for everyone. So having faith is more about community, the people who inspire you, the people who encourage you. There's even musicians that you listen to that give you confidence or they give you vim. So, when you go to the gym, most people, they want to listen to some kind of music that, want to keep them hyped. You can do it, you can make it, get it done and all that kind of stuff. Why? Because they want to prepare their minds to embrace the endless possibilities there is out there. Does that answer your question, Chief? Good.
So I want to know how the plans you put in place for you to stay focused throughout your education.
Okay. Thank you. So focus has, I would not call it a plan, but there's a process to get there. There are naturally people who find it very easy to remain focused. When I wake up in the morning, I do my list, or sometimes before I sleep, I do my list of all the things I want to do today. I write them down and I put time by it. So when I sit behind my desk, I tick as I move along. It's a tracker. It helps me to track my daily activities and make sure I don't miss anything. So if I know I'm supposed to reply all my emails between 8 and 10, between 8 and 10, I'm doing just that. I'm not doing anything again. If my friend messages me on Instagram that, Charlie, check out this meme, no, I'm not there. I'm still on replying my emails. So after I do all those things, I also put in times for breaks because a human mind can't get so concentrated like that. There are days that I say, today I'm not working. Today I'm going to watch movies. Today the Netflix and whatever, I'm going to chill. Netflix and chill. So I just relax and I watch movies and I enjoy myself and I get off work. So these are different ways that you can actually focus. You have a tracker. There are people with exclusive situations like ADHD who have deep psychological problems of remaining focused. For that, when you realize you are veering off track, you speak to someone, they refer you to a specialist, and they give you a specialized process where you can go through to help to keep you on track. But with focus, the first step is a pen and a paper to do all your activities, to put timelines by it, and to track or mark your process as you move along.
Sir, please, my question is, you said there are bad ideas and there are good ideas. And you gave an example as someone trying to make a bomb. But I said, you know that in the defense area, we have people that make bomb in the protection of the country.
Yes.
So what if I have that aim or that idea to create gadgets that will harm human beings but will protect us from external harm?
Invasion. Okay.
Invasion.
That's a very tricky question, but I'll still take it. So there are regulatory bodies that make sure that even the sorts of things that can cause harm are regulated. I was in Mombasa about 2 weeks ago where we were having science regulation, pharmaceutical regulation. We had a conference there. And this question came up of creating bioweapons. Okay, bioweapons, where drugs and chemicals that can cause harm to people are intentionally created with the outlook of causing harm to humanity. It's out of some of these inventions or innovations that we find solutions to some of our common ailments or things that are harming us. So policy and regulation is very important to this concept. So no matter what idea you have, you check with the regulatory, the standards authority. They have a phone number, they have an email. Now most of them even have apps where you can go and ask your questions and they will give you whatever answers you need to make sure whether your idea falls into proper context or to help connect you to the proper authority that will help put your idea to good use for humanity. Because all other things being equal, all that we want is good use for humanity, either to protect ourselves or to help us become better than what we are now.
In reality, most of the jobs today are being taken over by machines and AI, and instead we are being encouraged to go into AI-related stuff. And I don't know whether it's advisable to go into STEM, which is actually going to be a problem because if machines are taking over the jobs that we humans are supposed to do, I don't know.
Okay. Now, this is a question.
Joseph, before you answer.
Yes.
So we'll take after her. There's somebody else here that will take the last question,
Okay.
and then if you have any, wait, you also have a question. We'll take last 2 questions, and then those of you, looks like our coordinator also. Okay, so we'll take last 3 questions. Then if you have further questions, you can see him after the session. Okay. You have a few minutes with you, hanging around so that you can see him after. So after the last 3 questions, then he'll hang around for a few minutes, then you can talk to him on a personal level, especially those who are too shy to speak in public. Please, you can continue.
Okay, thank you. So to answer your question, you mentioned that AI and STEM is taking over most of the jobs. What's the name? Are you listening? Okay. So it's not really AI taking over the jobs. These are questions and concerns that's been raised at international organizations and high-level stakeholder meetings. Who is building these AI and these tools? It is human beings building the AI and the tools. Who is writing the policies and the regulatory standards for AI and tools in emerging technologies? It's still human beings. So where do you want to place yourself? Do you want to be at the top where you are actually building these tools or regulating these tools? Do you want to be in the middle where you are using these tools to make your job faster? Maybe you're a baker, right? And you need new recipes for banana bread. So you can ask AI, can you give me new recipes for banana bread? That will make my banana bread last long, even when it's not in the fridge. Then AI can give you some ingredients or some combinations that will make your banana bread last longer. So if you have a competitor whose banana bread shelf life, or when they take it to the supermarket, it lasts only 3 weeks, and yours is lasting 2 months, you use AI to beat the system, right? That puts you ahead of the business using artificial intelligence rather than kicking you out of business. So AI adoption is very important as we learn our skills. Maybe you're a medical doctor and you want to use AI in your work. Maybe not necessarily to asking AI to give you diagnosis or to give you cure. Maybe you ask AI to help you schedule your tasks or your appointments to make you more efficient because you have a lot of things doing in a day. Or you are using telemedicine where you are in Navrungu and someone comes to you speaking Frafra and you don't understand Frafra, but you have to work. So how do you use AI to translate from Frafra to Cree or to English or to Fanti or to Ga to make you be able to remedy your services to them well? So how do you put AI in your job so that you don't become redundant in the fourth industrial revolution? That should be the focus. Thank you.
Sir, please, I have 2 questions. My first question is that, how do you manage how to be self-esteem when people say things about you, like you are surrounded with negative people? And my second question is, how do you become stable when you are someone that fear flashes your mind? Yes, that is my question.
Okay, thank you. Oftentimes, fear flashes your mind when you are not well prepared. Imagine you are going to write an accounting paper and you don't know what bank reconciliation statement is. Then the baba is not coming, oh, Charlie. Bank reconciliation statement is when you, sheesh, Charlie, then you start shaking. Unpreparedness breeds grounds for fear and anxiety. So whenever you find yourself being in constant fear of something, that means you are not well prepared to meet the opportunity or to tackle the challenge. That's what means. So always prepare yourself whenever you are going to study. In every area that you find yourself confronting the fear, you always prepare very well. So when you meet that challenge or you meet the opportunity, you grab it or you tackle it the way you should. Now, handling negative energy or negative comments. If you can, you first get out of the space. That's the first thing. If you can get out, maybe you are in a dorm and these girls they keep saying things, hey, this girl here, she's done this. If you can, get out of the space. If you can't, you need to psych yourself, because there are cases where maybe it could be your own big sister that you share a room with, and she's always complaining, you know, you need to learn to block your ears and focus. So when you wake up every day, if you struggle with handling negative energy, you write all the positive things that you really like about yourself and about your life, and you write all the negative things that you don't like about yourself. then you focus on the positive things only. That's all. There's no need to pay attention to any of the negativity anyone is throwing your way. Focus on the good things. Spend your energy on the good things. Yes, thank you. Spend your energy on the good things, and then you actually enjoy being the best version of yourself. Thank you. Last question.
Okay, thank you. Please, I want to know the major difference between a role model and a mentor. And as students, how do we marry the two, if there is any difference?
Okay.
Then the follow-up question is that, is AI a mentor or a role model?
Okay, thank you. I'll tackle the second question first. AI is neither a mentor or a role model. AI is a tool that you ask questions. Talking about generative AI, you just ask questions or it generates things or ideas. It interacts with you, that's interactive. So technically, I see AI as a tool that you use to do the things that you want to use it for. Whether I can generate, whether I can direct, whatever. There's no way AI can mentor or be a role model. It is not a human being. It shouldn't be seen as a human being. There's nothing human about AI. It just framed around the way the human thinks and also the kind of information human beings have put out there. There's nothing that AI can bring up that is already not existing or that humans didn't create already. Everything, if you say AI should give you how a car looks like, how a red car looks like, it's possibly going to pull a car that human beings have designed, right? One way or the other. So AI shouldn't be seen as a human being. It shouldn't be personified in any way. It is just a tool you use to do what it says it does. That's it. Now, the difference between mentorship and role models. Mentors are people that you have personal relationships with, okay? If you are speaking to your mentor, the vibe is different from speaking to a role model. A role model could maybe someone you see from afar that you admire. Maybe you are here, you admire Barack Obama so much. You want to be the next Barack Obama. But you don't have his number, you don't have a personal relationship with him, so you start dressing like him. You know, you start wearing his shoes, you start talking the way he does, cut your way how he cuts your hair, how he cuts his hair. And then when people see you, they start seeing that, Charlie, now you are looking like Barack Obama, pal. Why was it? You start talking like him, then you say, oh no, he's my role model. But a mentor is someone that you have a personal relationship with, either career or self-development, that you can go to directly and ask very personal questions that contributes to your intrinsic development and also your outlooks of self and the future you ambition for yourself. Thank you.
Sir, please. By the time you said this one, your father said you should do business and you loved science. Sir, please, you said you have to communicate with your friends before you do, before you know what they are learning. Sir, please, is there any way to, if you do not get the way to communicate with them, is there any way you can get to go to your future?
You don't get to communicate with your friends.
All I say. So you do not get the time or you do not get the opportunity to communicate with them. How is there any way to get to your future?
To get to a future of your career?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I sort of understand what you said. But the context I was putting is in getting enough information, okay? Either from your friends or from the people around you or from your community. If there are ways that maybe you can't get to communicate with them, you can do your own research and find out, right? You want to be a medical doctor. You don't know whether you should go to Legon or Tech or go to UCC or even go to Harvard or Johns Hopkins and continue your education. So you research, you have internet, you go and you research. If you have teachers who are good and passionate about the course, go and ask them. But importantly and critically, you need to ask questions with people that you think have the knowledge and the experience to give you some kind of certainty on the path or direction that you are seeking for yourself. Is that fine? Okay.
Oh, you can do better. You can do better. Did you enjoy the session? Did you enjoy the sessions? You have asked over 1 million questions. Now it's my turn to ask a question. I want to be sure you are really paying attention. Okay. So when I asked the question, Joseph will verify the answer to be sure you are right. I mean, the questions are based on what he said. Are we ready? So during his presentation, he mentioned his best friend and the school his best friend was attending. Who can give me that? If you don't remember the best friend's name, you can at least tell me the school his best friend was at.
Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology.
Joseph, is he right?
He's correct.
Give him a round of applause. So, as I promised, I brought a prize. Now to my next question. During his presentation, he mentioned the period he started reading and the number of hours he reads in a day. Joseph, can you help me pick someone?
The girls are not talking. Yes, you? Mm-hmm. Yes.
He mentioned that he reads for 4 hours in a day.
And for what period of years? How many years has he been doing that?
For 14 years.
Is she
yes,
right?
She's right.
Give me a round of applause. Hey, you people, you want to take all my prizes. Now, to my third question. When he was talking, he also mentioned, this one is too easy. Okay, he gave some pointers on how you can advance in your future. I need someone to give me 3.
So you should have private mentors.
Private?
Mentors.
Okay.
Self-development. And have belief and faith in yourself.
Joseph, is she right?
Yes, she's right. Give it to her.
Okay, that is correct. Okay, I have one last question. I want it to be very hard. Very, very hard. But it looks like all my questions are easy. Or just if you can help me with one question. The last question.
I stated the difference between a role model and a mentor. No, the ladies are not talking. I don't know why. I want to give this to a lady.
He wants to give it to a lady.
A
okay,
lady.
the lady in white.
No. Okay. Who hasn't talked? The lady at the back. Where is she? Yeah. The one at the back.
So you said a role model is someone that you don't really have direct contact with, but you see the person that's like he has something in common that you want. And then a mentor is someone that you have close relationship with, that you talk with every day, and you guys share common things together.
Yeah, thank you.
You people were really paying attention. Come. You people were really paying attention. Clap for yourselves. You have done very, very well.
Thank you.
I mean, clap for yourselves once again. You have done amazingly well. Have you seen the wonderful prizes I brought? Tomorrow I'll bring some. I'll bring more. And a different mentor is obviously coming tomorrow as well. And as usual, if you pay attention, and I'll make my questions very hard because it was like I gave you 2 easy questions and you answered all of it. So, thank you all. Our session is officially over. So, our mentorship sessions, episode 11 is officially over. We'll continue tomorrow. But before I continue, we have our headmistress here, and we want us to give her a little shout out. Madam, please, can you join us? Hello, madam.
Thank you very much.
Good evening. So, thank you for joining us for today. And even though it's our 11th mentorship episode, this is our first time here. So far, what you have witnessed, what can you say about it?
I think it's a good one. And as a school, we are also privileged to have you. It's an opportunity for us to learn more with your presence. I think that my students have learned a lot. And the response can be seen in the way they are responding to the questions and all that. So we are so grateful. And tomorrow you are coming back.
Yes, please. Tomorrow will be our last session here.
Great, great. So we'll gladly receive you tomorrow, and we'll be here in our numbers as well. So thank you very much for coming. Yes.
Come on, give a round of applause. Thank you all so much, and we are grateful to be here as well. The STEM Festival is proudly sponsored by Truster AI, GP Money Transfer, GTP, and YFM. Now, before I sign off, I know a lot of you have seen this Truster AI thing here. You've seen the money, 30,000, and you're probably wondering what it is about. So, Truster AI is one of our sponsors, and it is also an app made by a Ghanaian. So like ChatGPT and the others, this app is tailored to help you students. So if you're a student here and you have a curriculum, you have questions regarding your school projects, assignments, and all that, when you download the Truster AI app or you go to their website, you just Google and then it will come up. You can ask questions, and then the interesting thing is, their answers are tailored towards your WASI and then, GES curriculum. So it is giving you what you are being taught in the classroom. Is it wonderful or not? Can we give a clap for it? And the 30,000, it is about joining a community. So when you go to the Truster AI app, there are communities of every school. So when you Google your school or when you search for your school on the app, then you join the community. So at the end of, maybe at the end of the year, the school that has the largest number of, communities, or the school that has the largest number of people in their community are going to win the 30,000 prize. That's the first prize. The second prize is the second largest community, 20,000. And then the third largest community is 10,000 and some other wonderful goodies. So all of you here, this is an opportunity to go to the Truster AI app, sign up, join the community, and win some cool cash for your school. Wouldn't you? I mean, I know there are a lot of wonderful things you can do with 30,000 for your school, isn't it? So take advantage of the opportunity. This is officially the end of the mentorship sessions, episode 11. We'll see you tomorrow again, same time, and have a wonderful evening.
increasing over its domain or it is decreasing over its domain. Selling them.
True.
You're right. With the same preamble.
Hey, Charlie, this school is brilliant. My son will attend the school at all costs. Hey, let me call Adwa. What? I shock safe. Adwa, listen. Our son will attend the school at all costs.
Send money home.
Listen, I'm sending some more money for him, okay? Right. Oh, right now. Metro Jupe is here. Yeah, okay, right.
Fast and easy. Charmy Jupe.
My boy.
Help you make the most of your money. Need, send fire to pay. Charmy Jupe.
Jupe Money Transfer. Send money home to family and loved ones from the US and Canada. Download the Jupe app, send money with your school code, and your school gets $20 on your first transaction for any school project of their choice. For your school code and for more information, visit www.jupe.co. Download the app to join the Jupe train. Jupe Money Transfer. Meet a need. Send via Jupe.